All right. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Thank you all for coming today, and thank you for those who were patient. Today we're starting a new word, the 16th word. And as the email mentioned for today's meeting, the word will explain God's oneness and how he himself is the only creator of every single being in the universe, directly without any means or helper. I find this topic very interesting, and I hope that this text helps us arrive at an understanding of God's oneness. The word starts out with a verse and then a very condensed paragraph, and then an analogy to help us understand. So my plan for today was to read through the first page, then read the analogy that will help us understand the first page. I decided this plan because I felt like if we give so much attention to the first page, which is so condensed, we might feel stuck after a while. So instead, I feel like reading the analogy might help us come back to the first page and actually understand the text easier. I hope that that's a good plan. Let's figure it out together. So it starts out with the verse, in the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. Indeed, his command when he wills a thing is be. So glory be unto him in whose hand is the dominion of all things, and to him will you all be brought back. So this is from chapter 36 in the Quran, verses 82 and 83. Again, I'll read it one more time. Indeed, his command when he wills a thing is be, and it is. So glory be unto him in whose hand is the dominion of all things, and to him will you all be brought back. What I find interesting about these two verses is I felt like there is some kind of equation here, like command is related to will, and subsequently glory is also related. So it's almost like when he commands something, when he wills something, it's because of his command, and as a result he becomes worthy of glory, and the final result is that everything will be brought back. For me, I imagined it as if, as if everything is being brought back, as if everything is a command again, because this is how it started, so this is how it will be brought back by another command. Now, this word was written to afford insight and understanding to my blind soul. This is what the author is saying. by pointing out 4 rays from the light of the above verse to dispel the darkness and afford me certainty. So let's see, how is that so? Go ahead, Brother Ali, you have something to say.
Thank you very much. I thought I had something. So I don't know but, it is worth taking your time. Now, this verse is interesting. I think, as you said at the beginning, it was a good start. In order to understand the context of content of the whole text that we are going to read under the title of the 16th word, we have to understand the verse really. The author always does this. It mentions a verse at the beginning or at the very end of a study or a section and emphasizes on it just by putting it on the head as a headline. But it starts talking about completely different things that should not be confused. They should not confuse us as well. So we have to understand that it prepares the minds to get into this subject, very deep subject. So let's you said something was wonderful, but at the same time, I wanted to add some sort of grammatic significance of the verse. The verse, in fact, says, his command means the way he acts. His command is, this is the way he acts. So you will see from his action and understand who is the actor of this action, the one who does it. But the command, as if he is a military commander-in-chief and giving the order, certain command to do this. It's not like that. Because the people who study this very interesting verse deeply, they say, his command is to say something to something else. But if the something else is already existing there, and he say exist, be means exist, come into existence. But it is already existing. If it is not, that argument goes on that. That is also interesting for us to know. If it doesn't exist, then why he says he wills a thing? He says, be and it is. That's how it is translated. No, that's what we have to understand. The emr, the original word emr, in the Quranic context, the way it reflects itself in this world. That is why you have to know him through his actions. That is the word command. When he wills a thing, no, he's reflecting his qualities as it is experienced by human beings like you and me, then it is nothing but his will, not his action, his will. But we see it as a result, his action. That is why we need to be careful not to confuse human actions and the source of existence of this universe's action. Sorry. We have to do something, obey the order, already existing order, and use the already existing material to do something, to make a chair, for example, or to make something, we have to do it by obeying the order and using already existing material. But the creator of the universe's way of doing something is just will. Like, can you imagine a person says, I will that a chair must exist here, but chair is there. Oh, that's it. I will that. I will, that's what the creator's absolute infinite capacity necessitates. I will the universe exist. It's there. I will the universe exist going through these stages. It is thus. That's it. What do you do? Nothing. I just will. That is why human mind cannot comprehend it. It is beyond human mind. Cannot comprehend it. Why? There is no example of such a thing, such a way of creating things, giving existence to things. That is why neither the essence of God nor the action of God, creation of God, or the act of creation of God can be imagined in any ways at all. So that is the word will. We have to be very careful. Will. But when we experience the way the things are coming into existence, as if I am eating food and getting material from it, that is my experience. That is not God's creation. The order of the universe or has to act in this way because it is will to be in this way. Otherwise, I cannot really do anything if I don't see the order of the universe functioning in an unchanging condition so that I will know how I will, for example, do something. That is my living conditions, not creator's acting conditions. I am a created being. I have to follow the order. That's why I need order to follow. But God's action is nothing but will, and the universe's order can only be explained as a result of the will of its creator. That's it. This is how it is working. This is we are experiencing it. And B, he willed that something should exist. This way or that way, whatever. And it is, not it is. The original word is yakun. Those people who are familiar with the language, it is a present continuous tense. The Quran speaks to me, human being. I can experience only the things are coming into existence in a present way. It means right now. A minute ago, I cannot experience it, gone. It is only the photographs, if you like, memory is written in my mind. 1 second later, I have no idea. But I am guessing from my previous experiences. Guess is not reality. My guess, expectations. That's it, nothing more. So yakun means the moment, oh, the reader, the moment you are experiencing, when you read this sentence, the verse, the moment you are experiencing is continuously will take place in your life, in your capacity. You will see that it is continuously happening. If you like, the translation, which doesn't make in English, but the Arabic says, kun fe yekunu. Yekunu means wills to exist, be as I will, and continue being or existing in the way I will. This is an extremely unique description of God's action, unique to the Quran. And it is essential for us if we want to understand how this universe is coming into existence, continuously existing without going in any direction than as I will. You cannot go beyond it, but continuously happening. Addressing to human beings, you see that every moment you are experiencing a new existence. Every moment you are experiencing a new existence. It is not static. Don't think that something existed now, it has to exist in this way only, and there will be no change. No, every stage of, continuous stage of change is only the reflection of the will of the Creator. That is an heart of the, if you like, genesis of the Quran. Genesis of the Genesis Torah. That's why I'm I'm borrowing the word from Torah. Genesis of the Quran. It is interesting. It is translated into English as Genesis, Genesis, but in fact, in the original Arabic word is takween again, but unfortunately, Judaic tradition and Christian tradition seems to be missing this point. Again, takween is a derivation of a form of the word, again, kun, kane, takween. Takween means, it's very interesting. It is derived from kawwana, yukawwana takween, which means kawwana, the process of coming into existence is a repeated process. It means continuous process. It means with the Quran, yakunu. It is significant to understand this, but the translation always misses the point. It is called Genesis. It loses its significance of a form of existence, the way the things are coming into existence as a will of the Creator, and at the same time, it is just, if you carefully study Torah and you understand where something is going a bit weird, but origin is the same source. I believe that was in Torah original form, as God revealed it to Moses, something to do with the process of coming into existence. How can I relate the existence to its Creator, since there is no physical relationship between the things? If someone, for example, writes something, I see that his fingers are running around on the keyboard. If somebody is making a chair, I think that he is using some material and combining them into another form, by following the order of the universe. Nothing is originally doing by human beings, just following it, following the already existence of existent things. So I understood that the significance of the translation of it is momentarily correct, but is not enough to explain the continuously taking place of the process of universe coming into existence from our perspective. That is a source of the problem that the followers of the Quran is also falling into a mistake, attributing the process to the universe itself. God created it and gave the order in the way he created, and unfortunately, it is happening by itself. It's God set it from the beginning. Now, they missed the point that the Quranic message is emphasizing on the constant coming into existence, which is realized by an absolute being. There is no time and space for him, in a very simple language. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was helpful for me. I think when I was reading the verse, I was reading it also in Arabic in my mind. And I didn't notice how the translation can misrepresent the meaning. I think I saw a hand, but then it went down. Inaba, are you still interested in sharing what you wanted to share? Okay. Agabe, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, you said that the last part of the verse, him will you all be brought back. You said that like everybody everybody commands back. Does that mean that everybody follows his command in this context? Or because I wanted to understand, like him will you all be brought back without, because as the Dr. Ali said at the beginning, like things has to be there, then he will command. But without understanding this, how can we understand like him, you will be all be brought, like as if there is nothing, and those things, how can they be all brought back?
I'm not sure if I have an answer to this at this moment. I will need to think about it. Oh, Aneba, I'm seeing your messages. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. This is why I asked Agabe to speak. The beginning of your second message isn't clear to me. Can you please rewrite it? I think you're referring to the same part in the verse. Sorry. Wait a second. To him will you all be brought back. Seems to me as if I was somewhere else functioning independent and then one day I meet him. Okay. Interesting. To me, it didn't come off as this. It's just it appeared to me as if it's continuing. Again, when he wants something, he wants it to exist, he says be, and then it exists, and then it continues its existence, and at some point it will be brought back to him. Again, it's almost like he's the real owner of whatever is being created. The beginning and the end of that thing is under his, I guess, under his design, by his order, by his command. And I'm using the word command as Brother Ali explained it, not command as like an authoritarian command. Brother Ali, if you have anything to add here, please go ahead. Yeah. Oh, there's another question. Where am I being brought back to? I never existed without his will. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it seems to be, yeah, that's a reasonable question. But when you study the first verse carefully, then this question becomes redundant. Why? Where am I coming? Where am I coming into existence from the will of the Creator? When? Just a second ago, my existence was direct reflection of the will of the Creator. If we understand this, now, after I experience my existence in the following second, where did my existence go? Yesterday, it's gone. The answer is, at that moment, wherever you came from, that is with him, not with anybody else, not with any other source. Do I know in the physical world that I came from somewhere? In the physical world? No, I exist. I continue to exist. My existence, can you imagine this one? Although essentially it is those mathematicians know this, the line, not chain, ring by ring attached to each other. No, line. I'm saying essentially this example is wrong, because line means constant dots in mathematics. That's why it shouldn't be confused. So a line, wherever the previous section of, can you imagine a slot that we can look at the line? Imagine a slot. We can look through the slot, the line. What we see, that the slot moves. You see the line, what we are experiencing in this world. So we can comfortably understand that the section of the fraction of the line I am experiencing now, line of existence, I am experiencing the line of existence. Whatever I existed, in fact, already existing line. From where? Not for me. I cannot experience this more than the slot allows me. So already existing line, slot by slot, fraction by fraction, I am experiencing the existence. What does it mean? Now, if you understand that 14 billion years of existence of the universe and all the stages that takes place in the existence of the universe, the changes take place in the existence of the universe, and whatever the timeline will go, maybe another 100 billions of years, I don't care. I am experiencing only one fraction at a time. So you can imagine that within the will and knowledge of the Creator, the whole line already existing, including the concept that the Quran introduces to us hereafter. Not excluding, including that one as well. Already existing. That's what the Quran challengingly says. God knows everything. God knows what your situation is in the hereafter. But I can only experience what the slot allows me to experience, to see the line. So can you imagine the slot moved, but line is already there? So when the next moment comes, so I will be brought back means my second stage of existence, continuous existence, changes the forms, and it gets another name in a specific time, here and hereafter. Here is the universe, hereafter is the next existence that I am going to experience. Now, but we have to be very careful, full concentrated about this subject if you want to understand it. Otherwise, there's no need to talk about it. So, pay attention fully. Now, we have to understand now, where did the moment now I am experiencing and the moment the other moments that I am going to exist, where did they come from? From already existing line of existence. Where I will be go? Into the already existing line of existence. Already existing in, as far as the Creator is concerned, but I am not allowed to experience all the line at the same time because it needs to be an absolute being. I am a created being, giving the opportunity to only experience a fraction of existence at a moment. So I will be brought back to him. It means you will be brought back, God. It says, to him, you will be brought back. I will be brought back to him. It means the source of your existence is already keeping your existence anyways. Be conscious of it, be aware of it, but you will experience it in the period of your experience of existence. Where are you going now? In the period of the existence that I am going to experience. I am going to experience. This way of understanding the hereafter, as it is roughly understood, and usually in the Quranic terminology, let's say, or Quranic concepts, then we will say, I am going to brought back to God. Yeah, that is correct. It's not wrong. But when? Anytime. Anytime. But the line is already existing as far as the Creator is concerned. What are you talking about? But for my experience, I will be experiencing my existence in terms of next creation. And then at the end, the creator is going to say, okay, what did you do with the free will I gave you, with the abilities, capacities I already endowed on your existence? What did you do? That is what I have to say. For example, today, said very, very extremely large time slit, time window, a day. What did I do in the morning? Did I do this in the right way? It was correct. It was a correct usage of by free will. No, it wasn't correct. Or it was correct. Continue like this. It wasn't correct. Let me correct myself. So put myself into the right way of dealing with the acts of creation. Let's consider about it for myself. That is why we have to get ready for the next creation. Next creation means tomorrow. Anytime tomorrow. Tomorrow comes and it is today. When you experience it, it is today. Then tomorrow. Every tomorrow is bound to come today. For my experience, within my capacity. That is extremely important in order to understand that we are going to brought back to him. Of course, we are already within his knowledge, within his power, within his dominion, rububiyyah, malikiyah, whatever you call it, dominion or lordship or whatever you call it. We are already with him. As if if we understand this kind of very, very deep meaning verses, if you understand them on the superficial way, you intelligent people will not benefit from it. The time will come. I will go back to my God. I will go back to my God. And then he will question me. As if you are not with your God right now, as if, so that you will be brought back to your God. You are with your God now. Your existence is realized by your God now. What are you talking about? Going back to him again, in this literal understanding of the verse. So I think there was a comment without, when I understand, what I understand, please, just a minute, I haven't finished. How do you write this? You understood something. I'm sorry, I haven't finished this deep explanation. You cannot find this explanation apart from this author's books. Deeply reading, then you can get it. Otherwise, that's a standard, in the mosques, people talk about that. So, okay, I think it is a long sentence, so moderators should deal with it. That is why we have to be really clear about what we are talking about, and then think about it, and then ask your question, whatever you want. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think for me, as you were speaking, when I read the words his command or to him, or in whose hand, I'm thinking of an absolute being. So perhaps I'm just thinking out loud or just sharing my thoughts. So perhaps I'm not looking for something specific. Since it's an absolute being, there isn't really the question of where exactly or when exactly. I know that these questions can come up due to how I'm experiencing life or how I think I'm experiencing life. But since this is an absolute being's qualities, I don't think I can treat them the same way. I don't know. I don't think I have a full understanding yet, but I just wanted to share that. Let me read the comments and then Fariha, you can share. It says, Inaba saying, what I understand, please correct as necessary. I'm permanently connected to whoever is putting me here, who is my stable grounding. The experiences are flowing past me, but I must be always connected to my source. I mean, you could be aware of the connection or not. This is where the practice of will comes in place, I think. I could not exist independently. Yes. The means to be brought back to him is through my witnessing of his will. I'm not sure about the last line. Again, the means to be brought back to him. I guess it would be interesting to ask the question, are we looking for a particular...
I think she meant
oh, okay.
means to...
Sorry, Brother Ali. Go ahead. I'm going to mute myself.
No. I mean, you said the means. I think she meant that means to be brought back to him.
Ah, okay. That means to be brought back to him is through my witnessing of his will. I cannot say yes or no to that last line. I wouldn't be able to figure it out. I mean, with my current understanding. I guess it would be interesting to understand this as a whole instead of like breaking it into parts and visualizing things as happening separately from each other. I mean, the two verses are, it seems like to me, the two verses are indicating that when something exists, it exists because of his will. And then the second verse is, okay, and it continues to exist, and then it will continue to exist back with him. It's a whole story. It's not, I don't think there's a particular action or a particular time or place that we can identify from these verses that will help us conclude what does brought back specifically mean, or maybe materialistically mean. I instead see it as a continued thing. Up until now, I don't know what the reading will change in my understanding. Okay, and then Agabe saying 1 hour before is in my memory. It can be an example to understand absolute being boundless of time. Memory is not bound to now. Okay, and then Inaba's explaining, for example, we wake up out of ghafla and realize we have never been separate from him, but this is his doing. He's bringing us back from ghafla into awareness. I mean, but this is his doing.
What is ghafla? I think someone may need to understand this.
Oh, yes, thank you. So ghafla would be translated into heedlessness, which is basically being in a state of mind that's when you're not recognizing what is being created or what is happening or how you're connected to your creator. You're treating yourself as an independent being, basically. but this is his doing. Well, I mean, I can't disagree or agree to what's his doing and what's his not doing. Anything happening is his doing, since he's the only one who has absolute will. I'm not sure how is this example? I'm sorry, Anna, but I can't see the relationship between the example and what you're trying to explain.
I'm sorry, I think in Abid or all these friends, mashallah, they are all here. So means this, the last piece of the last comment should read, he's bringing us back from ghafla into awareness. No, to me, no, because our correction is now helped us. Our being brought back must be his will. No, our being brought, sorry. Yeah, our being brought back is his will, but my duty is, that is correct, sorry. My duty is to realize this reality of existence, to choose by using my free will to be aware of the continuous nature of existence, and knowing that I cannot understand the past time as gone into non-existence. No, it's already there. As far as the creator is concerned, it must be already there as far as the creator is concerned, because his will must be absolute as well. So it is our duty to get out of this negligence or superficial understanding of religious matters, but very deep understanding of worldly matters. That is treating religion or this understanding of reality of existences in a cheap way. I mean, shame on me. Yeah, this temporary things are more important than eternal matter as far as I am concerned in my life. Shame on me. And then saying that I read the Quran, I know what's talking about. Like it is reading a simple kindergarten storybook. This is so ridiculous. What we are doing, or what I am doing. I don't know what others are doing, but what I am doing is no more than this. Thank you.
Thank you. Fariha, thank you for waiting. Go ahead.
So just wanted to add on to pretty much what was shared. I never thought much of this verse. To him, will you all be brought back? But pretty much what was shared in terms of I'm with the source of my existence right now, I think answers the query of this verse, where pretty much if I'm being brought into existence right now, it means that something willed to give me existence, or something is willing to give me existence. And then connecting this understanding with, to him you will all be brought back, to an analogy that comes to mind is pretty much a teacher giving a homework assignment to students, where the student does the assignment and gives it back to the teacher. So pretty much whatever or however the assignment was done, it's still in existence. And I guess just living with this awareness is I think the understanding of that I'm being taken care of right now, I'm being brought into existence. So I mean, this is how I took it, but I'm sure there was more shared, but inshallah, we can unpack some more. Thank you.
Thank you for the analogy. I think it's helpful for me. And yes, the comment, there's another comment saying, yes, that speaks to me, sister. Thank you. Okay. So I had a plan for today, but I think I will postpone this plan for next week. Any questions or comments or reflections on the verse? Okay, I'm afraid if I start reading, things will get complicated again, or and we won't have time to simplify it. So I think I'll keep this till next week. You'll have some time to think of the verse. So if you have any thoughts throughout the week, please take note of it so you can share it next week. Yeah, so I'll stop here. Ali, you okay with this? Just wanted to